The Chargers are going to Oakland. Chargers beat the Packers in a game where quite literally everyone on the planet bet against them. The entire stadium was full of Packer fans. I wouldn't be surprised if Chargers families didn't even go to the game because it was just such a inundation of Packers fans. And the Packers, I believe, were 5-point favorites by the time that closed. So now they go to Oakland, and everyone seems to kind of be back on the Chargers. In this game, Oakland, though, still getting a little bit of love. This is an interesting game, just a 1.5-point spread.
Yeah, and I even see it somewhere moving out to 2. We printed it at 1. Not a whole lot of difference between 1, 1.5, and 2, to be quite fair. There's still some value there if you want to lay the points with the Chargers. Interestingly, last week there was a lot of money that came in that was line movement money that lost. And we were the beneficiary of it on Greenline for games like the Chargers, where we were ambivalent about them until the market loved Green Bay so much that the Chargers were a plus price pop for us at the time. That's not going to be the case this week in this particular game because the money's moving in our direction. Yeah, the money's moving in our direction here. To me, and I wrote this up in the article, to me it's okay, there's a lot going on here in terms of the endowment sort of effect, right? The Chargers think they're a playoff team. The Chargers believe that the Chargers in their minds are a contender in the AFC. Now they're not. They're clearly, the evidence would suggest otherwise, but they are probably going to fight like hell to maintain what they thought they were endowed with. Mm-hmm. The Raiders, on the other hand, are playing with house's money at this point right now, right? There is nothing that can happen the rest of the season for the Oakland Raiders that would make this season into a disappointment, in my opinion. So that's going to cause them to play games like they did on Sunday, loose and effective against the Lions. But the Lions gave them a great deal of opportunities in that game. McKissick fumbled the ball in Raiders territory in the first quarter. Even after John Gruden called the timeout to give the Lions an opportunity from the 1-yard line, the Lions, who have 3 awesome receivers, decided to go with 3 tight ends and run a play fake. Right. The Raiders are one of the worst defenses in the NFL. The Chargers have some extremely good talent on offense. And so that's where I see this. I see this as the Chargers finally playing up to their potential offensively, second week with a new offensive coordinator, and the Raiders getting exposed defensively and not being able to keep up on the other side.
I like all of your points. I'm apprehensive because the thing with the Chargers is that they have a little bit. Now, I don't want this to be a slight to them because they're not the Titans, but a little bit of a Titans feel where they just they bring you in with a good performance and then they just totally flip-flop the next week. And they've actually, aside from that Packers game, which I know we're quick to say Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram and they're getting healthier on defense, but can that also be a lot about the Packers just having this massive letdown game? And we kind of go back to the fact that the Chargers lost to Joe Flacco, Duck Hodges. They beat Mitch Trubisky by 1 point. They lost to Ryan Tannehill. They have lost to a lot of really crappy teams and really crappy offenses. And the thing with the Raiders is they're actually a good offense. Yep. And they're at home. And so that's the thing that gives me a little bit of pause. That being said, I'm not going to argue with the numbers here. And if you go to pff.com, get yourself an elite subscription and get PFF Greenline, you'll see that there's a little bit of value here on the Chargers, taking into consideration all of the things that we have just talked about, right? But not overvaluing them. So I can kind of get on board here. The big reason why is that Derek Carr has played well in games where everything is clean, right? Where he's got time to, go downfield and not worry about the pass rush. And I do think there's a chance that the Chargers are able to give him just enough of an issue, and those corners are able to cover just enough to make Derek Carr turn into a pumpkin.
Well, and it's a double whammy too, because Carr so right now Rivers and Carr have basically the same PFF grade. They have almost the exact passer rating when clean. Rivers has a 75 passer rating when pressured, which is reasonable.
Yep.
Carr has a 110 rating when pressured.
Right.
He's leading the NFL right now in touchdown passes on third down. Right. So like Carr's playing terrifically, but there are aspects of his game that are in that unstable category. And you wonder, okay, they don't have the best receivers in the world. Tyrell Williams is their best receiver. He was like not even able to crack the field at times with the Chargers. They have tight ends or younger, but still sort of unproven. The Chargers, for all their faults, Casey Hayward's a pretty good corner. If whoever he is going to go up against is probably not going to have as good of a game as normal. And you just sprinkle in some regression for Derek Carr, the fact that the Chargers are a better road team than they are home team. All that kind of stuff. I really do like this game. So I think it's in contention here, and it certainly is one that we wrote up on the website.
It is. You can go check it out.
Thanks for watching the PFF YouTube channel. And if you want to subscribe, all you have to do is push the button. Don't forget everything you get. A little fantasy, push the button. A little green line for the gambling aspects of the game, push the button. College football, push the button. The YouTube channel from PFF.